Now, the dangers of Western countries getting sucked into the fight for Ukraine's survival was illustrated today by America's reaction to early morning drone attacks on Moscow, upmarket areas of the city likely to be home to President Putin's cronies. The White House insisted we do not support attacks on Russia. Our Foreign Secretary, James Cleverly, appeared to take a slightly different tack. He said Ukraine was entitled to project force, as he put it, outside its borders in self-defense. Ukraine said it wasn't them.
For a few fleeting seconds, the residents of one of Moscow's most upmarket suburbs got a glimpse of the fear felt every day in Kyiv. Captured from different angles on social media, this is one of what the Russian military say were 8 drones it shot down or jammed. On the ground, no serious injuries or damage, but it does shift the conflict onto Russia's streets. Its foreign ministry threatening to respond with the harshest possible measures. Its people, many of whom have been spared the reality of this war, unsettled, as their president seemed to acknowledge after blaming Ukraine.
It is a clear sign of terrorist activity. The Moscow air defense system worked satisfactorily. However, there is still work to be done to make it better.
It's only been a few weeks since the Kremlin was hit by a drone, with Russia blaming Ukraine. Kyiv rejects that and insists it wasn't involved in today's events either.
This could be anything from false flag operation to Russian groups acting inside Russia, to Russian military groups who have claimed responsibility for recent attacks on Russia. But what is clear is that Ukraine has nothing to do with this.
Independent conclusions on that are yet to be drawn, but what's beyond dispute is that all this pales in comparison to what Ukraine is enduring. Kyiv hit harder than usual, more frequently than usual, in attacks more widespread than usual over the past few days. For the British Foreign Secretary speaking in Sweden, there was hypothetical support for retaliatory action, although with the firm proviso it would need to involve Russian military targets.
Ukraine does have the legitimate right to defend itself. It has the legitimate right to do so within its own borders, of course, but it does also have the right to project force beyond its borders to undermine Russia's ability to project force into Ukraine itself.
The White House repeating its more cautious stance.
As a general matter, we have said this before, we do not support attacks inside of Russia. We've been very clear about that.
But both sides know these are critical moments. Kyiv's suffering mounting again, along with fears that more attacks on Moscow might shift this war into new, dangerous territory. Rachel Younger, News at 10.